Good evening, Jessica Harmson with ABC News Sunday. South Australian health authorities are on high alert tonight after the discovery of a new coronavirus cluster. The cluster's likely linked to a hotel quarantine worker. SA Health says an 80-year-old woman tested positive after being treated at the Lyell McEwin Hospital in Adelaide's north. Two of her close contacts, a woman in her 50s and a man in his 60s, also tested positive. One of them works at a medi-hotel for returned travellers. The Chief Public Health Officer says she expects more cases to come and is urging South Australians to get tested.
South Australia's COVID-free streak has been broken, with 3 new cases of community transmission. A woman in her 80s returned a positive case overnight after being tested at the Lyell McEwin Hospital. That triggered a contact tracing effort, and this afternoon 2 family members also returned positive results.
Of the 2 family members, there's a female in her 50s and a male in his 60s. And the important thing here to note is that one of those people works in one of our medi-hotels.
The woman is from a large family, and 4 other members are also showing symptoms. Health officials suspect the virus came from a quarantine hotel in Adelaide city centre, which will mean more testing.
From today, we are implementing mandatory 7-day test requirements for all medi-hotel staff.
The woman in her 80s is in hospital tonight in a stable condition. She was wearing a mask when she went to get tested on Friday, but dozens of other people at the hospital have been told to quarantine.
We have identified that there are approximately 90 people, including staff and patients, who were in that emergency department, and out of an abundance of caution we are in the process of instructing all of those people to be in quarantine.
SA Health says the woman visited the Parafield Gardens shopping plaza in Adelaide's north while infectious on the 12th of November between 10:30 and 11:30 a.m. There are concerns that the cases diagnosed today could just be the tip of the iceberg.
I'm expecting that we will have more cases, which is absolutely why I am urging South Australians, this is a wake-up call. If you've got respiratory symptoms, you've got to get tested.
A reminder the pandemic is far from over. Dana Morse, ABC News.
And reporter Dana Morse has been following this story this afternoon. Dana, what are the likely implications of this new cluster?
Well, Jess, the implication of this cluster are going to be far and wide-reaching. Already we're hearing from WA that any South Australians entering that state are going to have to undergo quarantine, including a flight that landed just hours ago this afternoon. Now, we know this cluster is linked to a large family, and members of that family work across a range of industries here in South Australia, including healthcare, aged care, corrections and mining. And should positive cases turn up in any of those industries, it could be devastating for the state. 90 people are in quarantine already out of an abundance of caution from the Lyell McEwin Hospital, including patients and staff. South Australia's Transition Committee is going to meet on Tuesday. They were supposed to be talking about changing gathering restrictions and allowing more people to meet here at South Australia, but now it's much more likely that they're going to be putting the brakes on until this cluster is controlled and contained. Jess?